오늘 밤에 뭐 좀비처럼 그렇게 나와가지고 끝까지 밀어붙이고 압박하고 이렇게 조지 알도를 이길 겁니다.
Não tem como ele vir aqui no Rio e tirar uma coisa que é minha. Esse trono é meu, vai permanecer aqui.
Tonight. Tough streets in Manaus, started in Capoeira, then lots of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Then at age 17, he moved here to Rio to become not just a mixed martial artist, but a world champion. And a world champion he is. 15-fight winning streak for Jose Aldo, the only champion at 145 in UFC history.
And he's been one of the most dominant champions in the UFC, regardless of weight class. He's a guy who shows no weakness. He's devastating everywhere, whether it's on the ground, on the feet. Most people thought if there was a fighter who could just get him to the ground, they'd expose a weakness. But we found out getting him to the ground is no easy task at all. His takedown defense is incredible.
This is the 5th time he will fight here in Brazil. And as we talked about at the top of the show, what a scene it was back in January of 2012 when he went into the stands after he knocked out Chad Mendes with that knee with 1 second remaining in the round.
And he's a guy that only needs a sliver of time to win a fight. One opening, one mistake, and this young man can capitalize on it. He's one of the best overall athletes we've seen enter the UFC.
8-0 in the WEC, 4-0 in the UFC, and tonight looking to defend his belt for the 5th time. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, is brought to you by an all-new season of Amish Mafia. Premieres Tuesday, August 13th at 9, 8 Central on Discovery. The champion and the challenger are both 26 years old. Korean Zombie will have a slight reach advantage. And once again, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Brazilian Athletic Commission. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Guilherme Bravo, Mark Collette, and Sal Diamato. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. Integral Medica, you have our strength. And Metro PCS, 4G for all. And now, Senhoras e Senhores do Brasil and UFC fans watching around the world, live from the HSBC Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a kickboxer and jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, 65.8 kilos. Fighting out of Seoul, South Korea, introducing the challenger, the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung-jong. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 22 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, 65.8 kilos. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. I'm gonna keep it clean. Touch gloves if you want it to clean.
The champion, the Brazilian. The challenger from Seoul, South Korea. 5 rounds of fighting for the undisputed featherweight championship.
You ready? Ready? Let's do it.
Here we go! Jose Aldo and Chan Sung Jung. Red and black trunks for the champion. Red and white trunks for the challenger.
Watch that lead leg of Chan Sung Jung. Every time Jose Aldo lands a leg kick, it sounds like a car wreck.
It is the most vicious weapon that is being utilized at 145 and perhaps in all of MMA right now is that leg kick of Jose Aldo.
It causes internal bleeding in your leg instantly from the first one landed. Now, Frankie Edgar was able to capitalize on a few of those leg kicks later in the fight and score some takedowns. We'll see how prepared Chan Sung Jung is for those kicks.
And they come at a very lightning fast pace. Not much wind up. Former soccer player Jose Aldo.
The amount of velocity he generates on those kicks is incredible, and it's in a split second. Immediately, Chan Sung Jung is being much more cautious in his attack here in round 1. A nice overhand right landed by the champion.
Yeah, good combination by Aldo.
In this last fight, we saw an incredible jab from Aldo. There it is, right to the chest of Chan Sung Jung. He inflicted a lot of damage with just that punch in the fight.
Putting a new tool in the toolbox of an arsenal already full of very dangerous weapons.
When Jung strikes at odd angles, that's where he catches guys, how he caught Mark Hominick. He ducks his head down, comes over the top from weird angles, difficult to prepare for.
Combination again by the champion.
Stiff left jab landed there by the champ.
This is the second scheduled 5-round fight of Chan Sung Jung's career. His first title fight, he had a 5-round main event fight against Dustin Poirier, and what a great battle that was.
Incredible, one of the very best. I thought it was the best fight of 2012.
Of course, Jose Aldo has been scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the last couple of years, as everything's been a title fight.
Well, 5 rounds is really better for Chan Sung Jung. His style, his game plan here to wear down the champion, he needs 5 rounds in order to do that.
We'll see when that first big kick gets landed, that shin bone goes to the thigh of the zombie.
You'll know because it'll echo through the ring.
Absolutely. You know it's a good one when it's a thud, not a slap.
Zombie being much more calculated here than in previous fights. And Aldo thought that wide open style would not be effective against him and he'd be able to get an early finish. Jung is being far more calculated in his approach here, much more precise with his strikes.
Aldo trying to feint to get in. There's a kick. Caught him with the foot a little bit on that one.
It still bent his entire leg in there.
I was going to say, it'll still do damage.
The problem with this kind of approach for Chan Sung Jung is that this is not going to wear the champion down over time.
Great point. And that has been the one knock on Jose Aldo, is that perhaps his cardio is not perfect.
Well, we saw that in the Mark Hominick fight, but he did come in ill before that fight, had a very tough weight cut. It was a great fight by Mark Hominick, and obviously anytime you go against Frankie Edgar, it's hard for anybody to match that kind of pace and cardio. But Aldo still looked good in those later rounds. We just haven't seen any weaknesses from the champion.
1 minute on the clock here in the first of our main event of the evening. Aldo has not lost in 8 years. Faking the takedown and then coming over the top with Zombie.
Very nice, and that's what Zombie needs to do. He's got to mix it up. He can't let Aldo just focus on one aspect of the fight. I believe Jung's got to be more active in these rounds.
And look who goes for the takedown.
A nice takedown attempt from Aldo.
Right back up with Zombie. .20 on the clock.
Zombie's shown continuously his ability to scramble is just fantastic in this weight class.
Huge feeling out process here in the first 5 minutes.
Wow! Great spinning wheel kick there from the champion.
What a way to finish the round.
Talk about an exclamation point for the judges. The champ continues to add new wrinkles to his arsenal of strikes.
You're just going to do exactly that. Just do that exactly at the end of the round. Exactly like you did. The spinning.
Translating the advice of Andre Pederneiras.
Pause a second. Breathe. You want this round. You want it. But now calm down. Just calm down.
이렇게 빠진단 말이야, 오케이? 올려쳐야 돼. 스트레이트가 아니라. 오케이? 지금 오른손 가도 올려놓으면 제가 할 게 없어. 제 작전은 이쪽. 우리가 생각했던 거야. 이쪽을 공격해. 그렇지? 오케이. 한번 더 먹을래?
And there he is, the phenom, Vitor Belfort, here tonight in his home in Rio.
What an incredible year he's had thus far.
Oh, you got that right. And his guy, Cesar Ferreira, had a great win earlier tonight.
Interesting to hear the corner of Chan Sung Jung said they want him to go left and right and in and out. They don't want him to stand straight in front of Aldo. Very interesting considering his game plans to push the pace and wear the champion down, but definitely looks like Jung is pressuring more here in round 2.
And starting to come forward in that zombie style we've become accustomed to.
Nice front kick there, but yeah, this is the wide open style we're used to from the Zombie.
Now, wide open can also mean openings for Jose Aldo.
Not the guy you want to be wide open against. Aldo has great accuracy, speed, and power, and that's a rare combination. And Aldo lands a very nice overhand right there as the Korean Zombie was coming in.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Jung's got to utilize more fakes and feints to keep Aldo guessing when he's coming in.
Aldo on the counter led with the uppercut.
We've seen in the past, once Aldo gets his timing and his range, he will open up on him.
Not many leg kicks yet, just that one that was kind of the foot we talked about, Brian.
Surprising. Surprising. The stance of Chan Sung Jung is certainly not negating the opportunity for that leg kick. He hasn't checked any yet.
Don't forget to tune in to Fuel TV for the live UFC 163 post-fight show with John Anik, Daniel Cormier, Michael Bisping, and Ariel Helwani, following all our action here on pay-per-view.
Very well-timed uppercut there from Aldo. He knows Chan Sung Jung likes to come forward, winging punches with his head down. He stepped off to his right, landed a nice right uppercut there. The champ is certainly looking to counter.
Nice.
Beautiful combination.
Body, head.
Threw a nice left hook to the body, came right back upstairs and planted a left hook right in the nose of Chan Sung Jung and followed there by another stiff jab. Now, this is exactly what Chan Sung Jung's corner told him not to do. Do not stand straight in front of him. They wanted him in and out.
Aldo again with that jab. Ducks under nicely.
Aldo's starting to open up a little bit more here. This is not the pace that the Korean Zombie wanted to fight this fight.
Jose's hands are sharp tonight, Brian.
Always. Accurate speed, he's incredible. But this is a pace that Jose Aldo, he could do 10 rounds at this pace.
Right.
This isn't gonna wear him down.
There's no pace in the striking, there's no grappling.
No. With no clenching to wear down the arms of the champion, get his legs heavy in the corner. He's fighting at his pace right now and dictating the action.
This is sparring right here. Not feeling the pressure.
Almost looks like Chan Sung Jung is second-guessing himself here. Oh, big punch landed there. Buckled the knees of Chan Sung Jung.
Let's keep in mind, this is by far the brightest set of lights that Chan Sung Jung has fought under.
And he had a long layoff from his last fight.
He did, and he traveled 30 hours to come to Brazil. And he's fighting the best in the world in his weight class.
Yeah, there's nobody signing on the dotted line to fight Jose Aldo in Rio.
Jose Aldo looking for a takedown again, he gets it.
Wow.
And works the mount. Now he might have one leg caught. Yep, he's got one leg in half guard.
Aldo on half guard, but very impressive over-under takedown there. Again, the champion showing off new skills. Passes into complete side control here.
45 seconds on the clock here on round 2.
Aldo looking to set up a head and arm choke. Doesn't get it. We'll see if he wants to unleash some elbows with that right elbow. Pushing off on the face of Chan Sung Jung. He could just use his body weight here to land some elbows, but Jung's able to recompose his guard. And Jung showed a really active guard against Dustin Poirier, alternating from armbar to triangle. But Jose Aldo is no slouch on the mat.
10 seconds.
Another intelligent round by the champion. Round 1, he finishes with a wheel kick, puts an exclamation point in the round. Here, finishes with a takedown.
You're doing well. Just watch the feet. Water. Are you okay?
오케이, 바이. 현정아, 가짜가 없어지면 내가 반응도 좋아갖고 내가 맞추기가 힘들어. 오케이? 운동바로처럼. 지금 맞는 거는 잽밖에 없어. 오케이?
Don't get hit.
반응을, 그러니까 손을 왼손으로
Keep your hands up.
여기다 내줘. 가짜.
Keep your hands up.
오케이? 잽하면 바로 맞게. 아니면
If not,
여기 있다가 그냥 갖다
counter.
지금 잽이야. 딴 거는 위험한 거 없어. 그라운드.
Don't be afraid of anything. Nothing to be
Here's
worried
the
about on the
crisp
ground.
striking of the champion. This has really been the story of the fight. Beautiful combination, going to the body, coming back upstairs the head. And now watch the champ close the distance, gets a beautiful body lock outside trip, eventually passing to side control.
Ready.
The battle for the belt continues. Round 3.
Now, we certainly can't hear everything in the corner of Chan Sung Jung, but what we did hear from the translator was surprising to me. You're doing well. Keep your hands up. And he's lost 2 rounds decisively at this point. He's got to be more offensive, and I think his coaches aren't telling him that right now.
Got to give him a bit of sense of urgency, especially as you're fighting the champion here in his hometown.
This is not going to win you the fight against Jose Aldo. You can't stand directly in front of him and not push the pace.
I'm still a little surprised that my count is that Jose's thrown 1 kick.
Nice left hook there from Aldo.
Zombie wanted to punish him with a knee, and instead he gets put on his back.
Beautiful instincts there from Jose Aldo, just showing off what kind of athlete he is. A flying knee attempt, he catches him midair, spins him around to a double leg. Corners are complaining that Aldo is gripping inside the glove of Chan Sung Jung. Aldo's gonna look to peel him away from the fence here.
Aldo, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, 2 career submission finishes, 14 career wins by knockout.
And clearly to this point, he's a more physically strong fighter.
Well, he's a big 45, and it's tough for him to make weight, Brian.
And that's a big part of his career as well. He's gotten much better. I talked to his manager this week. They said this was the easiest weight cut he's had to 145 so far.
Because he's struggled in the past. Zombie with some shots from this position. And they're back on their feet.
Interesting. Nobody thought we'd see the champ come out and his game plan be to take down the challenger.
Watch for a spin and a knee. This was about the position that Mendez and Aldo were in here in Rio. Aldo ended violently.
And Jose's dropping down to a double leg here. Gets an outside trip, very nicely done, but Chan Sung Jung's able to get his feet back towards the cage. Attempting to wall walk here.
Some swelling under the left eye of Chan Sung Jung.
Jung was hoping to slow down the champion. I'm sure this isn't the way he wanted to do it, but wrestling like this wears out your arms. But it does the same to the guy defending the takedown.
Past the midway point of this championship fight. Dean wants some work being done from this position, or he'll stand him up.
Yeah, you've got to advance your position or try to land and inflict damage. Neither doing that right now.
Herb's going to stand him up here soon.
That's 3 warnings now. I'm surprised he's let him stay in the cage this long.
There it is.
Yeah. And a good call from the ref.
90 seconds on the clock here in the third.
Jung has got to open up, and there he goes.
He caught him. Aldo back.
Nice
Now Jung's
uppercut.
starting to throw.
He landed a nice right uppercut there in the champ, but he left himself open. But this is what Chan Sung Jung's got to resort to. He wanted to put Aldo on the map, but he's shown that he's not the superior wrestler at this point in the fight. Choke attempt here from Chan Sung Jung. He's not under the chin, though.
Jose trying to complete another takedown.
Again, you see Chan Sung Jung's trying to work in a front headlock here. He's got some very crafty chokes from this position. Darces, anacondas. He's trying to dig one of his wrists underneath the chin of Jose Aldo here.
Well, he's right in front of Aldo's corner. Good elbows.
Yeah, Aldo's coach Andre Pednaris is all over it right now.
20 seconds.
Stop.
And Herb Dean puts him in the center again.
Both fighters, surprising game plans. We didn't expect Aldo to want to wrestle. And this is what we
flying
expected
knee.
from the Korean Zombie.
Right at the end of the round. Watch the up kick.
Well, great end of the round there for Chan Sung Jung. Certainly not enough to steal the round.
Where's the stool? Junior, I don't want you to keep going into his legs. And look, you're putting your head down. You're putting your head down. He's going to give you a guillotine. Pay attention. Recover. Recover. You're now 3-0. You're now 3-0. You're 3-0. Just breathe, recover. I do not want you to do that.
And here's a replay of the flying knee attempt by Chan Sung Jung, and Aldo catches him midair. And here's the final combination from the Korean Zombie here. Finishes with a flying knee. And again, Aldo able to catch him midair. But look at the scramble from Korean Zombie, and that's what we need to see from him in these last 2 rounds. He has got to open it up if he wants any chance of winning this fight.
Championship rounds.
Interesting, in Jose Aldo's corner, they say they do not want him going for those takedowns. They feel like it's wearing him down. They want him to open it up in the striking department.
They also think that he puts his neck in jeopardy and puts himself in a position to get submitted. Zombie started to turn it up a bit with his striking at the end of the third, Brian.
Yeah, you know, he got here. He got to this point to fight for the title with a wide-open, go-for-broke style. He's not done that so far, and he needs to. He's down 3 rounds.
And we still have 1 leg kick.
Yeah, very interesting. We've never seen a Jose Aldo fight where he hasn't thrown a huge volume of leg kicks.
Zombie tried to counter with the uppercut.
When Aldo's corner was concerned that all that wrestling would wear him out, we'll see if he starts to fade here in the later rounds. But again, at this pace that Chan Sung Jung is fighting, he's allowing Aldo plenty of time to recover.
Jose able to move away.
Chan Sung Jung's not using any fakes or feints. He's just charging in every time he throws. He's not setting anything up with angles with his footwork. Very difficult to land strikes in the champion, starting from that. Oh, it looks like Chan Sung Jung's right shoulder separated off that last combination.
And the big attack continues. Yeah, you can see something sticking. He's trying to adjust it.
Aldo saw it and started kicking at it.
And now Aldo has him on the ground. He could finish the fight right here.
This just showcases the toughness
Jose
of the Korean
Aldo
Zombie.
looking for the finish. Trying to defend his belt. And it is all over. Jose Aldo remains the UFC featherweight champion. Wow.
The challenger separates his shoulder off a combination. Jose Aldo saw it immediately and was relentless throwing high kicks at that shoulder.
Jose Aldo defends his title against the Korean Zombie.
The Korean Zombie's in obvious, excruciating pain right now on his stool.
Takes you back to Manny Gambirian and Nate Diaz in the Ultimate Fighter final years ago, where an injury into the fight, and it does here unfortunately for Chan Sung Jung. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Now here it is. Jung engages and you can see the shoulder pop right out after that overhand right. Brutal.
He's trying to pop it back in, Brian.
Watch, he throws this overhand right and his shoulder immediately comes out from the impact of the back of Jose Aldo's head. He tries to pop it back in and the champion sees that. Yeah. And Jung is holding onto his shoulder from that position. He's just not able to continue here. And again, we've seen it before with the champion. He just needs that sliver of an opening to finish a fight.
Now, unfortunate way for this fight to end with the injury to the challenger, Chan Sung Jung. The result will stand as a 4th round finish for Jose Aldo as he remains the champion. And with the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called an end to this contest at 2 minutes of the 4th round, declaring the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Jose, it appeared that Chan Sung Jung had separated his shoulder in a striking exchange. Did you see that and go for the finish?
Parece que o ombro dele tinha saído do lugar, você aproveitou isso, você viu isso e conseguiu aproveitar isso para finalizar ele?
Exatamente, né? Galera, muito obrigado pelo apoio mais uma vez aí. Eu amo vocês. Eu sempre dou o máximo esperando esse momento, galera. Só tô agradecendo a cada um, que Deus abençoe a todos, volte pra casa na tranquilidade. Então eu vi que ele tomou socar, eu joguei um cruzado dele por cima, eu vi que o ombro dele saiu do lugar, então eu procurei dar 2 chutes em cima, botar ele pra baixo, que eu sabia que ele tava com menos o braço, então eu ia pegar o americano ali pra finalizar a luta.
Yes, I did see that his had separated his shoulder, so I kicked him and I tried to put him down on the ground to give him some ground and pound. He also thanked Ricardo. He said, "Thank you everyone for coming here. Drive home back safely."
Jose, you showed some tremendous takedowns in this fight. Was that part of the game plan to put Chan Sung Jung on his back?
Você também mostrou um jogo de chão muito bom. Você tentou levar ele pro chão. Essa foi parte da sua estratégia, botar ele de costas?
Exatamente, eu senti que o round estava meio parado, Stan. Ali, então eu tentei ganhar sempre o round, então com a queda, você terminando por cima, você geralmente sempre ganha a luta.
Yes, that's exactly it. I saw that it was a tough decision, so I thought that if I could take him down, put him with his back to the floor, I would be able to win the round.
This is another incredible defense of your title. How do you feel right now, and who do you think is the next challenger?
Mais uma vez, você defendeu seu cinturão muito bem. Como é que você se sente? Quem que você acha que vai ser o próximo desafiante?
O próximo eu não sei ainda, Stan, então estou esperando eles aí resolverem quem vai ser o próximo. Esse é o trabalho do Ultimate. Estou aqui mandar um grande abração, Boni. Aceitamos junto a Rocha Alvorada.
I really don't know. I just work for the UFC and whoever comes.
Well, Jose, another dominant defense of your title. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo wins again here in Rio. He has won 16 straight fights, has not been defeated since 2005, and remains the UFC featherweight champion of the world as he defeats the Korean Zombie here tonight in Rio.
UFC 163, Aldo versus Korean Zombie, has been brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram, and by UltimatePoker.com. Visit to win your ultimate UFC experience.
Oh, a beautiful look at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where the fights were absolutely spectacular tonight. Phil Davis gets an upset win of Lyoto Machida, but the Brazilian crowd is happy because Brian Stan, Jose Aldo remains the champion.
You know, really interesting performance. I wonder if the non-aggressive style of the Korean Zombie threw Jose Aldo off in the earlier rounds.
Were you surprised that Jose threw, at least at my count, threw just one kick?
I was incredibly surprised by that. Chan Sung Jung's stance, it looked to be open throughout that fight, but it really looked like the champion wanted to showcase some of his wrestling and catch Chan Sung Jung off guard.
Well, Jose Aldo did what he needed to do. He was very precise. He didn't force the fight. He still was winning the fight despite the injury, but still, that's never the way you want to see a fight in.
No, it's not, but really, you know, every time the Korean Zombie got aggressive, we saw Jose Aldo just show out on his athleticism. Flying knees, he's catching guys in midair. He was in control the entire fight, but definitely surprised Chan Sung Jung by putting him on his back. We thought it was going to be Chan Sung Jung attempting the takedowns. I mean, just look at him catch a man midair and then go right into his ground and pound. Very impressive athlete, but there's a long line of challengers waiting to fight this man for his belt.
Well, there's no question.
And there's a great shot at overhand right that caused Chan Sung Jung to separate his shoulder. Aldo recognizes it, throws kicks right at it immediately, gets him to the mat, and Chan Sung Jung is just helpless.
I mean, you look at the guys that are on that list, and there's just a